Push a man, put your hand on my thigh. I need chills up and down my spine. Baby, can you get me high? Push a man, put your hand on my.
Hello there, it's Ron Wills back with you again with yet another video. Today, I'm going to talk about pimping, specifically black male relationship pimps. You know, there's a big business in black America dealing with the whole relationship thing, and there's a group of men, self-styled relationship experts. I mean, guys, they do videos, they write books, they have inspirational sayings that are promoted on social media. But the reality is that they're straight up pimps. And so why am I calling them this? Why am I calling them out? Especially since, I do relationship stuff, but I'm not a relationship pimp. You see, when you look at a pimp, what does a pimp do? A pimp exploits women for money. They go out on the street, they get that money, they bring it back to the pimp. Basically, what we have is a situation where African American women, black women in this country, are preyed upon by men who call themselves relationship experts. And, the scenario is basically the same. You have a man, typically a handsome man, well-spoken man, somebody that women specifically consider attractive. And we're going to get back to that point later because it's really connected to how actual pimps operate. But, you have this guy, he'll get in front of a, camera, on social media or share statuses, and especially in seminars, workshops. And basically, he will tell black women what they want to hear. And, all the relationship problems, they will say, well, you know what, it's those black men. Those black men are doing poorly. Those black men are doing all these things to you. You're a beautiful queen, and it's like they're just doing you wrong. And what these pimps do is they tell these women all of this. They absolve them of all types of responsibility. And then, ask them for money. These women, they support them. They pay for all their books. Even put them on national TV. And it's a game that's really not new. It's actually been going on for a while, at least since my reckoning, the 90s, probably before that. But it's been going on for a while. It's like tell them what they want to hear. Now, why do I call it pimping? Well, let's think about how an actual pimp operates. What do pimps do, despite what they show in Hollywood? They don't force women into anything. The pimps will say they will find out a woman's dreams and then sell it back to her. Basically, what these black male relationship pimps do is sell women a dream. And that dream is you listen to what these men say, they can get a top man. Because subconsciously, they seeing this man as a top man. So they're thinking, oh, okay, he can tell me how to get a man like him. And, they'll fill the seminars, they'll praise him. And the thing is, in order to present, his ideas as something that they should listen to, he throws other black men under the bus. And see, that's something I really have a problem with. Because they never ask the women to be accountable for their actions. Now, these are the pimps. Now, you do have some black male relationship experts that are fair, and they really hold a mirror up not only to women but to men as well. I'm that one. One of them. I tell people, hey, no matter what everybody else is doing, and no matter what I might say about what one gender is doing over another gender, I say ultimately you have to look in the mirror. But that's not what these black male relationship pimps do. They basically say, hey, sisters, men are bad. And, they tell them what they want to hear. And the women, of course, support. Now, I had mentioned before, briefly, about actual pimps. Pimps, when they get a woman, they just tell her what she wants to hear. In fact, that's just old school player stuff. I mean, that's like player 101. Tell her what she wants to hear. And these women support it. Now, one of the reasons I'm even addressing this issue is because it hit me today. I was like, for all the stuff that these men will say, all the followers they have on social media, all the books they might sell, all the videos they doing, bashing, us bad black men who are not just getting with the program. I'm not seeing the improvement in women. And this is not just some recent stuff. I'm saying in seminars going back to, like I said, the 90s, early 90s. I'm not seeing any improvement. And women have to think about this, because one thing I've told some women, I've said, be careful about a man who tells you everything you want to hear. If that man doesn't agree with you, or disagree with you on something, there's an issue. If you could just say whatever and that man's like, oh yeah, baby, I'm like, don't get happy. I get suspect personally as a man. If a woman's saying yes to everything I say and agreeing with me, that turned me off, because then I'm worried. I'm thinking she's trying to run one on me. And see, that's what a lot of these guys do. And, women will think they so righteous, and, they not like those other dog men or those other, like, player types, like, well, I got a story to tell you about me, but, they thinking they not. But behind closed doors, they the same players. They just got a different way of doing it. They'll get that woman and she think, well, he's different from all these other guys. And, the guy invite her over and she think they're going to chill. Next thing you know, he got her ass up. And worse, she'll think, well, I got with this righteous man. Nah, he got about 5 other women that he's being righteous with. Plus, he getting their money too. Plus a plate of food. Y'all know how I feel about a plate of food. So, and I said I was going to tell like a little story. I'm going to tell you how deep this is, right? I remember back in the 90s, I was doing a seminar. It was a panel discussion. I actually had women and some guys, they got mad at me for just stating, it wasn't even my personal opinion, just stating what some brothers had commented about, their preferences in women. And I said, well, the brothers prefer this and they prefer that. Man, they were about ready to kill me. And I was just like, wait a minute. And one of the guys mad at me because he was one of the organizers of the event. He said, hey, look, you can't be saying all of that. We got to get money out these women. And you know what? That's the first time a brother in that whole relationship thing used the word pimp. He said, we pimping these women, man. You can't be saying all that. And I was just like, damn. And, and I thought about that. I'm thinking, wow. So you have women who are sincerely looking for something good, looking for a good man, and you have a bunch of men who are basically preying on them, who are no different from the thugs and the players that these black relationship pimps are trying to save the sisters from. It's the same thing. One's just up front about it. One's a wolf in a sheep's clothing, the other one's just a wolf. They let you know they're a wolf up front. And, we have to be honest. We have to be honest, and we have to look at ourselves. And this ain't just for, women being pimped. There's some guys out there, they trying to like really pimp some guys too. Just tell them what they want to hear instead of saying, hey, this is what you need to do, or this is who you need to look at, which is a person in a mirror. But, that's another conversation. But I wanted to talk about that. I want people to think about that. See, one of the things with the books and videos I've done, I would not keep doing them if someone hadn't come back to me and said, this has helped me. I mean, I've had dudes tell me, will read my book and say, you know what, you said what I needed to hear. And I've even had women say that. I got a book out there for women. They'll say, you know what, I needed to read what you had to say. Because I keep it real. I'm the tough love person. If your shit is fucked up, I'm gonna say your shit's fucked up. I'm gonna say it nicely, but I'm gonna still say your shit's fucked up. And if we really want to deal with stuff in black relationships instead of this back and forth that we're doing, we really have to deal with the people who are exploiting the situation for their own gain. Because here's my thing, and I want to be put out of business. 5 years from now, I don't want to have to be writing anything about relationships. In fact, I want people to focus, like with my books, I want them to focus on actually the success aspect of them. That's one thing I don't really get into with my books. Yeah, I talk about relationships, but there's aspects that are like talking about just succeeding in life, period. That's what I want to focus on. I don't want to have to talk about the relationship thing because, it should get better. And see, we had to ask ourselves, we got these, relationship pimps out here, and you know what, some of those pimps are women. How are things getting any better? And we had to really ask ourselves this question, So, anyway, I just wanted to make that quick video. Quick for me, I know how I do. So, just wanted to get that out and just think about what I'm saying. Anyway, y'all have a nice day, and I'll holler at y'all people later.
Push 'em man, put your hand on my thigh. I need chills up and down my spine. Baby, can you get me high? Push 'em man,